Then we've got lower astral. Monstrosities, phantasmagoria, degenerate thought forms, right? So the lower portion of the astral, Ra talked about this, are thought forms. Then you also have so-called hell beings, the hell realm, you know? And so thought forms are not ensouled, but there are ensouled entities that are in, quote, astral regions of evil. They surround, so the astral plane is up in the atmosphere, but it also is interpenetrating the physical earth. So the astral time-space realms, what I would call 3.4 to 3.7, but certainly time-space, interpenetrate the physical earth and interpenetrate levels of the atmosphere. And so here is some notion of beings forever disincarnate, forever earthbound. I'm not sure how that happens, so I wouldn't, that doesn't, it doesn't match the metaphysics I'm familiar with, meaning beings stay in some realm forever. But that's the point made here. May be true, may not be. Maybe things, obviously, I don't know anything about, or it's somewhat mistaken. Just like the view that etherics, that etherics are all of one type. And so to just say etheric actually means beings of 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th dimension, which are quite different. So in Buddhism, we're talking about 31 planes. Here, we're just talking about physical, astral, etheric. But there are these different systems of cosmology can be integrated. And that's what I seek to do, and you can do yourself. So what's interesting here is the point that these astral regions of evil, which indeed surround, meaning interpenetrate the atmosphere, and interpenetrate the earth, meaning are co-locational with the physical earth, like down is hell, under the earth, that is lower astral, yes. Those beings can't enter the Garden of Waiting, so they are cordoned off from middle or upper astral, in which beings are preparing for the next incarnation. Not just waiting, actually. It is against these forces that we of the etheric world are warring. Okay. Question, what form does this war take? Is it a clashing of spaceships in combat? The shallow view. Answer, it is not a matching of violences, as you suggest, but a battle for the control of earthly minds. Even the word control here is problematic. Remember, this is conscious channeling, right? So it's Mr. Trevor, whose mind determined what words to use, to some degree. So that's why he's talking battle and talking about control. It is not a matching of violences, as you suggest, but a battle for the control of earthly minds. Our purpose is to overcome the destructive influence, the physically violent influence, which the Dark Ones seek to exert over mankind. Our purpose is to nullify the astral influence by restraining beings devoted to destruction and physical violence. The Dark Ones seek to relegate the whole world to the darkness wherein they dwell and have power, and thereby increase their influence further. Our task, as decreed by the Heavenly Father, is to nullify, overpower, and banish the work of the Dark Ones by good influences upon humanity. This is the true nature of the battle, rather than spacecraft versus spacecraft. So there you go. It's the war in heaven. Very much akin to the fourth density. This may be one way of talking about the Confederation fourth density holding action against Orion that Ra discussed. 4 different fourth density positive Confederation groups rotating ever in spiritual activity, counterbalancing, neutralizing Orion influence. Very much like what's going on here, except here it's discussed in terms of astral. And so the missing portion is that Orion is not astral. Orion is 4D and 5D negative, mainly 4D negative. And that's what Ra was who Ra indicated was on the negative side in this War in Heaven. Here it's being presented as astral. Okay, there's probably both going on. And so, beings devoted to destruction and physical violence, yeah, there are quite a number of them on the earth, under the earth, around the earth, in the astral, in the physical. And that's, we don't war against human powers, but against, it's not a human foe, but powers and principalities, evil and wickedness in high places. High places meaning astral, and 4D negative, particularly. So, the dark ones, the negatives, they seek to relegate the whole world to the darkness wherein they dwell and have power to make 3D, to make Earth hell, to make Earth an evil realm like where they live, to make space-time akin to the lower astral. That's what they're doing. What do you think? Look at Vigilant Citizen. Look at occult Babylonian rituals going on at halftime shows. Look at spirit cooking. Look at the evils of human leadership. All sorts of things. Trying to make Earth hell. Trying to degrade humanity and influence humanity to degrade itself, to animalize, to primitivize, to basically demoralize itself. Moral self-degradation. That's what's being taught by negative entities, and the positive entities counteract that.